Can you hear us?
Let me try. Sean, can you hear me okay? Is it okay? Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the 14th International Symposium of Digital Forensics and Security here at Endicott College. I'd like to welcome all of you. Good to see you this morning. My name is Casey Chu. I am the Tom Chair of this year's symposium. So it's really honored to see all of you today, and especially it's true that last year I was invited to be one of the keynote speaker of this symposium. So I remember thinking, this community is something very special, and the conversations that I had, the energy, and the mix of people from all over the place. And they stayed with me. So being asked to help lead this symposium this year has been really honored. One of the things that I love about this event excuse me, is how down to earth it is. Yes, we are talking about digital forensics, cybersecurity, and AI, all those new technology and the big challenges that comes with that. But we are also just a group of people, who cares about sharing the ideas and solving the problems together, from computer science, engineering majors, cybersecurity, but also I like to see the mingle together from law enforcement aspects, including myself, who specialized in criminal justice and cybercrime investigation. So it's a great honor to see some of special agents from Europol. We also have FBI and some of the local police agencies and Homeland Security special agents here today. So it's gonna be a nice mix of people who are in academic fields as a computer science and engineering, but also those people who are very practical in the field to investigating cybercrime, and those people who are in the areas of digital forensics. So that's something that I really like. And another great example, last night, we just talked and chat a little bit with some folks in the lobby of the Wiley Inn Hotel. And some people mentioned that, hey, we do have the great exchange program supported by European Union from the European universities and the also United States. So I said, why not? Let's do it together and make a proposal to get some exciting initiatives of exchange program for the faculty and students together. Yeah. So again, over the next 2 days, you're going to hear work that pushes boundaries, new tools, new methods, and new ways of thinking. But you're also going to meet people who might become your collaborators, mentors, and the friends. That's a real value of this kind of symposium that I like to see. And I'm going to give a big thank you to our organizing committee, Asaf, Shihan, and the Mirak, and our reviewers for the papers, and our sponsors, and the Endicott College, the academic coordinators, Joanne and Wendy, who put in ton of work behind the scenes. And special thanks to our college presidents, provost, and the dean of our school, who will also welcome you shortly, Dean Mark Holly. So again, thank you to all of you for being here and bringing your curiosity and for contributing to a field that never stops evolving. So settle in and enjoy the sessions, meet someone new, and have fun with it. And with that, I'm happy to officially open the 14th International Symposium of Digital Forensics and Security. Welcome, and let's have a great time together, and thank you. I'd like to introduce Dr. Asaf Battle, the General Chair of International Symposium on Digital Forensics and Security.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to this symposium. I am very happy because, I am the founder of this conference in 2013. I am very happy because this is the 14th event that we are putting together. And this is your success, your support bring to us this point. It is my great honor and pleasure to welcome you to the 14th International Symposium on Digital Forensics and Security, hosted here at Endicott College in Boston. Since its establishment in 2013, ISDFS has grown into a respected international platform that brings together researchers, practitioners, and industry experts in digital forensics and cybersecurity. Over the years, it has expanded in both academic quality and global impact, becoming a truly international meeting point for our field. What makes ISDFS particularly meaningful is its continuity and resilience. Even during the global challenges, including the pandemic, this symposium has continued without interruption, demonstrating the strength and dedication of our community. In recent years, ISDFS has been organized across the United States under the umbrella of the IEEE Education Society, further strengthening its international visibility. In this regard, I would like to express my sincere appreciation to Professor Ernst Pierce from Sweden, President of the IEEE Education Society, and Professor Diana Andron from their valuable support from Romania. I would also like to thank Endicott College for hosting ISDFS 2026. My special thanks go to Dr. Sarah P., Dr. Mark Hurley, I hope the pronunciation is correct, and especially Dr. Casey, who led the local organizing team with great dedication. Dear participants, this year we received 499 paper submissions, and after a rigorous peer review process, 186 papers were accepted, corresponding to an acceptance rate of approximately 37%. These numbers reflect both the strong interest in ISDFS and our commitment to academic excellence. We are also honored to host distinguished keynote speakers, including Christoph Landris and Supervisor Special Agent Peter Gomez, whose insights into cybercrime and digital investigation will greatly enrich this symposium. I would like to extend my sincere gratitude to our honorary committee members, including Dr. Lori Mann Bruce, Dr. Gerald Hale, Dr. Kumar Yelamarti, Dr. Edibe Sözen Çetintaş and Dr. Fahrettin Göktaş for their valuable support. Organizing a conference of this scale requires the dedication of many individuals. I would like to thank all organizing committee members, reviewers, and volunteers. I am also deeply grateful to all authors and participants. Your contributions are the foundation of this symposium. Finally, I would like to express my special appreciation to Dr. Murat Karabatak and Dr. Cihan Varol, who have been part of ISDFS since its early years. Their continuous support has been essential to the growth of success of this conference. Dear colleagues, we are living in a time where cyber threats are rapidly evolving, and the importance of digital forensics and cybersecurity has never been greater. ISDFS provides a vital platform to address these challenges together. I encourage all of you to actively participate, share your ideas, and build new collaborations over the next 2 days. Once again, welcome to ISDFS 2026. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Varol. I'd like you to recognize a couple of people before we continue for the next the welcoming speech. Actually three individuals who have continuous support for International Symposium Digital Forensics and Security. Would like you to recognize them in here, and then once I call your name, please, come up to the stage. Hara Stohimia, the University of South Carolina, please. And also Eva Cuba, Trinity University.
Thank you so much for your help. You know, she's helping to us every time, and she brings her students together. This is a great honor for me. Thank you so much. Just a moment. Yeah, okay. Murat, do that. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Come this way, please.
Yeah, please. And Eva, I think you contributed all our events. Maybe some of them you missed because you came to Turkey, you came to the United States, etc. And I'm very happy that you are with us every time. Thank you so much.
I started with spirit, now I bring my spirit.
Yeah, oh, yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
Would like you to recognize one more person who will be also next speaker, Dr. Milan Tuba from the Singi Dolman University in Serbia. Please.
Good morning. It's a great pleasure and honor to be here again, actually at Endicott College with this beautiful campus for the first time, but in Boston for the second time, and on the conference for who knows, maybe 14th time. And I certainly like to thank organizer Professor Asaf Varol, who started this whole conference, and since it is now in the 14th edition, it is obviously something very well established, and we started many years ago in Europe someplace, and now it is moved pretty much to the United States, so we are both semi-moved here and also younger forces like Professor Cihan Varol and Eva Tuba contributing more and more to this event. This area was always very important, and now today artificial intelligence is being used pretty much everywhere. So also in this area, we have to be aware that everything is merging in that direction, and there will be many papers today. So that is a new direction, but of course, the digital forensic and security is eternal topic and even getting more and more important. I'm glad that we are here in this number because after switching to online 6 years ago, the world changed. But again, as was mentioned before, it is very important to meet in person, to have human contact and establish networks and exchange ideas in person. And I hope that these 2 days we'll all have a wonderful time in exchanging scientific ideas and talking in private during coffee breaks. Once again, best wishes for everybody, and
Staying here, I would like to recognize his continuous, support for the, this symposium as one of the founding members. So
Just one. Thank you so much again. Again. This is for maybe here to Can you take the decision? Just one thing. Thank you so much. Thank you.
we have another welcoming speech, but this time from virtual format. I'd like to introduce the Vice President of the Conference and Workshops, Dr. Diana and Dawn.
Welcome to the 14th International Symposium on Digital Forensic and Security, which is happening during these days in Endicott College, Boston, Massachusetts, United States. I'm Diane Andone. I'm the Vice President for Conferences and Workshops of the IEEE Education Society, a society from the IEEE worldwide organization, which is proudly sponsoring this event in 2016. This event is going to have papers published in IEEE Explore because of IEEE Education Society technically for sponsorship. Please allow me to introduce you briefly our society. You will always be able to find information on our website, and if you will be willing, we are kindly asking you to become members of our society. And quite soon, we are going to have a 50% reduction on our tax fee during the IEEE Education Day. We are also inviting you to have a look at all of our events, which are sponsored or financially sponsored by our society. We have 5 conferences, which are our flagship conferences, like EduCon, DemoCon, which is happening this year in my city town, Romania, and also Frontiers of Education, which is happening in partners like we are also listening here all of our events, so please have a look at all of our events and all of our main information. I wish you a very successful symposium and all the good luck on your future research and academic events.
Thank you. And then I'd like to welcome the Dean of the School of Social Sciences, Communications and Humanities and the College, Dr. Mark Ruffoli. Actually, he is my boss, so welcome.
Thank you, Casey. Good morning, everyone. On behalf of our president, Brian Kane, and our provost, Sarah Quay, welcome to Endicott College. As this week is our spring break and most students are off campus, it's a lot quieter here than it normally is. On Monday, however, our 3,000 plus undergraduates will be back on campus, resuming courses to fulfill degree requirements in one of Endicott's 7 schools: nursing, business, science and technology, sports science, education, visual and performing arts, and social sciences, communication and humanities, or SSCNH for short. I want to briefly tell you about some of our programs that relate to the symposium's topic. Criminal justice is the second largest of SSCNH's 9 majors, and through the enterprising leadership of Associate Dean Chu and the great work of faculty in the program, it has evolved in exciting ways in recent years. While undergraduates have been able to minor in security studies and victimology for some time, our new cybercrime forensics lab on the 3rd floor of the WACS Academic Center, which I encourage you to take a look at while you are here, gives students the opportunity to develop digital forensics skills in a variety of courses. Like all other undergraduates at Endicott, criminal justice majors are required to complete 3 internships, 2 short ones between 100 and 120 hours, and a semester-long internship, typically completed in the fall of their senior year. Through these internship experiences, students explore career paths, and many of the semester-long internships yield job offers for students. Endicott has had a Homeland Security Studies graduate program since 2012, directed by Dr. Chu. It's evolved over time, and with new courses such as cybersecurity for the Homeland Security professional, cybersecurity analyst, and information system hardware and networking, students develop important high-demand skills. SSCNH also offers a 4-course cybersecurity certificate program, which includes a cyber incident response and recovery class. And pending approval of the Massachusetts Board of Higher Education, we expect to formally launch our newly developed Masters in Criminal Justice program in fall 2026. It will include concentrations in emergency management, cybersecurity, and criminological psychology. All of these graduate programs can be completed online. We actually have representatives from our graduate admissions team who have information on any of these programs if you're interested in finding out more. I could go on, but you're here to connect with and learn from colleagues around the world and share your own knowledge about digital forensics and security. We're honored to host this symposium, and we'll do what we can to ensure its success. Thank you.
Thank you, Dean Macaulay. So we will start our keynote speaker right after this. But I'd like you to maybe if you need a short break, you can have a little break. But I'd like to introduce our first keynote speaker, Christopher Laundrie. He and I actually met for the first time 2 years ago. I was also invited one of a cybersecurity conference in Costa Rica, and this gentleman also was there. So we just after our speech and that night, we just chat a little bit, and then we drank it together. Then we have another conference in Argentina last year. We met over there too, and then here again, he and I actually get together for international conference, very similar types of the cybersecurity and digital forensics. So it is my great honor to introduce Christopher Laundrie. I'm going to give him a little bit, give his background a little bit. He is originally from the Belgium, and he's actually belonged to Belgium Federal Police. He's a liaison officer from the Belgian government to the JCAT in Europol. JCAT stands for Joint Cybercrime Action Task Force. So since November 2021, he is working as a cyber agent officer for the Belgian Federal Police in JTAC and based at the Europol headquarters. Before he worked for the Federal Computer Crime Unit as an expert in dark web and cryptocurrency investigation. It has more than 17 years of experience in cybercrime investigations and developed many trainings in dark web and cyber cryptocurrency related topics for CIPOL, Council of Europe, and OCSCE and law enforcement agencies. Graduated in accountancy and informatics and obtained a master's degree in tax law in 2019. In 2024, he successfully completed another master's degree in company law, in the master's in company law, and his thesis was related to criminal liability of legal entities and their directors and the agents in connection with the use of cryptocurrencies. In 2025, another master's degrees in metaverse at the University of Nicosia. So he got the 3 masters. Come on, Christopher. He's continued to, learning, while never stopping. So I'm really, admire his, the energy, his curiosity and developing himself, never ending. I'd like to welcome him for the first keynote speaker for the 14th International Symposium of Digital Forensics and Security. Christopher. All views.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Professor Casey. Yeah, that's right. So I'm a little bit addicted to study. So I like to learn new things also beyond the topic I'm working in. So to explore new things like tax law, company law. Actually, I'm still studying. I'm studying now applied AI. Okay, so today I'm gonna talk about a few topics. So AI-powered crime in immersive platforms and the future of criminal investigations. So I will try to do my best. I put my timer on. I know it's always hard to merge everything together in 30-40 minutes. I can talk about these topics for hours. So yeah, but nevertheless, I'm here still today and tomorrow. So if you have questions, don't hesitate to ask me. Yeah. So the most of the pictures you see, it's also AI generated. Yeah. Yeah, okay, that's me, but very short. So as mentioned, so I'm part of JCAT, Joint Cybercrime Action Task Force. I will explain what it is in a nutshell. And now I'm also digging deeper into new emerging technologies such as AI, data science, things like that. So that's something I'm working on as well. Also, what Professor Kisi didn't mention. So when I did my master in metaverse at University of Nicosia, I did an online placement at Endicott College. So I developed 2 days law enforcement training, which is dealing with investigations in virtual worlds, in metaverse, and so on. So this is like a package I developed, but it's coming on one of the next slides. So this is what I developed. So introduction to metaverse, with the focus on sex crimes in the metaverse, and then also metaverse blockchain investigation. If I talk about metaverse, so it was very popular a few years ago because Facebook renamed to Meta and so on. But I'm also covering in this training Roblox, which is for me also a kind of metaverse. It's more like a centralized metaverse, also Minecraft and VR chat and so on. So it's not like the decentralized metaverse, like decentralized. So other topics are also in this. So JCAT. So this is like an international task force. This is based in The Hague, in Europol headquarters. And the main objective is intelligence-led, coordinated action against key cybercrime threats and targets. I'm sure one of my previous JCAT colleagues, Peter Gomez, who will be the next keynote speaker. So we were working together for some years. Pete represented the FBI. I represented the Belgian Federal Police. So we worked for 3 years together, but he will also elaborate more on JCAT later on, and also which some operations we did. So this is just to show you what is JCAT. So JCAT is just like an autonomous task force, international task force, who is fighting cybercrime. And these are the countries who are part of this task force. For example, Belgium is part. So it's like 24 law enforcement agencies from 20 countries. 13 are from the EU and 7 are like third parties. Third parties are countries which Europol has an operational agreement. For example, the United States is represented with 4 law enforcement agencies like FBI, Secret Service, and so on. Yeah, so just the names, the tools, and so on, it's for illustrative purposes and training purposes. So it doesn't mean that everything I'm telling that this is like criminal tools and things like that, but legitimate tools could be abused by criminals for criminal purposes. So this is also one of our favorite sentence. So that we like to explain and to an audience. So in JCAT, so I have now 2 questions. For example, one question we ask always, it's can anyone country fight cybercrime alone? So this is like a very popular phrase in JCAT. So I don't think like even United States, it's good to have like other countries to join efforts to fight cybercrime, because cybercrime is very international. And with this kind of task force framework, we are able to book a lot of successes because servers are everywhere in the world, criminals are everywhere in the world. So if you can join efforts, you can share knowledge, you have a lot of investigative objectives. And this is like really the way forward to tackle cybercrime on the international level. And I added also an extra question. So how can cyber criminals or criminals use AI and immersive platforms to facilitate cybercrime? That's one of the topics of the keynote speech, of presentation. I know I saw like in the papers or in the program a lot of AI, also AI for society, for applications, for healthcare, for many things. But of course, AI is everywhere. It's in education. It's well known. It's often used, but also criminals, especially cyber criminals, are also taking advantage of AI, and that's where I'm focusing on at this moment. So, as Professor KC mentioned, so one of the things I really I like to be at the forefront of the cybercrime. So I'm already like 70 years in cybercrime investigations. And in the beginning, I was digging into dark web, and I saw like dark web, okay, what is it? Tor browser, things like that. So I went deeper into it to learn more about it, always to understand what could be the next thing that criminals or cyber criminals can use. So my way of work was always, so I really like that some colleagues come to me and they ask me, Christophe, did you hear about Tor browser? Did you hear about Silk Road Marketplace? And that I can say, yeah, of course, I know what it is, I know how it works, I know how we can investigate. I try always to be ahead of the criminals, cyber criminals. So I did that with dark web, then I did that with cryptocurrency, then I did that also with metaverse. So that was one of the objectives of my master in metaverse, to see, okay, will this become a problem? Will this be used by criminals? But now metaverse isn't so popular anymore. It's now more AI. So now I'm doing the same with AI. So that's something I like. Also like unmanned systems. It's also quite interesting. It's with robotics, with drones. This is also one of the things I like to dig deeper into it. For example, the hacking of a drone and then use it for malicious purposes. So that's like the future. So that's something and I call it all these things like innovation in cybercrime. But we can say that the security is better than ever, unless we see like a lot of cybercrime, a lot of ransomware attacks, a lot of data breaches. But I think we never had such much cybersecurity as nowadays. But it's also needed because there are many attacks, but we never been so secure as now, and we have to. And I think at this moment that the AI is also used for defense. It's also used within cybersecurity purposes. I think most of the software integrate nowadays also AI to protect also from cyber attacks. And it's still ahead nowadays of attackers. But scams, phishing, and so on will get worse. Ransomware is just heating up. Attackers that are using AI are shifting from experimental last year to more professionalism. And then also, AI will be also able and might be able and is able already to detect 0 days by AI. 0 days are like vulnerabilities which are not discovered yet, and that might cause a lot of harm to companies, to victims, and so on. So just like I take you from the history to nowadays, so Silk Road, I think everyone heard about this. This was one of the first darknet markets. It was closed in 2013. So at that time, in 2013 or 2011, I know what it was. I was already on it, investigating it. So that's where we come from. So it's always good as law enforcement to understand. So this concept is still existing nowadays, is huge. But I think you're just in the history of the cybercrime. So left, this is chip mixer. This is Operation Olympia. This is crypto mixer. These are like two cryptocurrency mixers. So it means cryptocurrency, you can send Bitcoin to a mixer. It will be mixed, and then the cryptocurrency will come out on another new address, and the trail is in fact obfuscated. So this is very popular. This is like sometimes huge amount of monies which are laundered through these mixers. But as you can see, some of these mixers or many of these mixers are already taken down by law enforcement. Some of them, it's also because of frameworks like JCAT, with the help of JCAT, that this was possible. The metaverse. So nowadays, there is not much going on anymore in some metaverses. This was a use case in the past. This was like in the Centraland. So it means you could visit, or you could create a room or a building as an NFT. So you could buy land, you could put a building on it, and then you could meet there. With criminals, for example, I could say with this classroom, I will give you all an NFT, non-fungible token, which you can use as an access badge. I give you the coordinates in the Centraland, and then you can go to this place with this NFT, and you have access to that room. And in that room, we can discuss, we can do whatever we want, we can exchange whatever we want. No one will know. And I thought this would become a big issue for law enforcement because of a lack of visibility, the anonymity. But the thing is, the Decentraland and the decentralized metaverse, there is almost no one anymore on these places. So problem solved like that so far. Yeah, okay, this is the same. So nowadays, what are we fighting? This is like ransomware. This is the number one of cybercrime, ransomware as a service. So this is like ransomware as a service. You have like a criminal core group who is developing ransomware, malware, and they have an affiliate program. So the more affiliates, the better. So the affiliates, they buy for this malware. And if they make a victim, so there will be a split. So 85% of the ransom that is paid will be for the affiliate, and 50% goes to the core group. So the more victims, the more benefits for the core group. So, and this, for example, this was like a screenshot I took from 16th of March. So these are some websites, and I don't know, I think like every minute there is a new victim of one of the ransomware threat actors. It's very huge. It's a very beneficial model. It's like like a kind of real business, criminal business who's behind it. And so for example, at the left side, this is like Inc. Ransomware. This is the name of the threat actor. And you can see, so for example, the city of Hesperia, so somewhere in California, I think, was victim of a ransomware attack. So they publish the data. So what they do, most of the time they attack a company, then they get into the network, they do an exfiltration of the data, which they use as a leverage to the ransom demand, and afterward they put the data on the website, and then you have to pay so that the data won't be published, but also the whole system, the whole network is encrypted, so you cannot work anymore. And this is a big issue. And this is now also getting more into AI. So I will explain, for example, one of the first groups, it's Global Group, Ransomware as a Service, and they expand their operation with AI-driven negotiation tools. So the negotiations between attackers and victims is in fact AI-powered negotiated support. So which handles most of the discussions between attackers and victims. So that's something new in this world. So this appeared like last year, I think mid 2025, this group, they made some victims. But nowadays, I don't see a lot of activity anymore of this ransomware threat actor, but it means already that like the use of AI is also incorporated in this criminal business model. And you will see more and more during the presentation I'm building up so that AI becomes more and more used also for criminal purposes. So no, I don't know if someone of you probably, I don't know. So that's a question. So did anyone hear already about agentic AI? Anyone? Is this heard about it? Yeah. So it's it just means so just to check if you know this term already. So some of you have already heard about it. Yeah, okay, great. So I will talk about it as well. So also, for example, on the Europol website, I know you have like you are from academia, university, but so in Europol on the website you have also many reports. They are public, accessible, and I can recommend there is a lot of interesting documentation. For example, one of them, it's like a report that appeared 8 December 2025. It's about the use of robotics and unmanned systems in the fight against crime. It contains a lot of interesting topics. Also, they talk about AI. That was one of the things I mentioned, so that criminal and terrorist groups are rapidly adopting unmanned systems for illicit activities. So nowadays, we see like drones everywhere for many different use cases, but also for warfare, also for other cases. And so I heard Professor Casey was talking about the train, the rail, so that drones are flying over to check if everything is still okay. But what if a drone isn't secure and isn't well protected by cyber security and get hacked and they can do malicious things with it? So that's also something I think we need to think about it for the future, because the more drones that are used, the bigger the possibility we'll get that these things can happen as well. So one of the things that is important, it's like, for me, that's what I always did. So the more you know about cybercrime threats, risk, and actors, and also with technologies, US technologies they use to facilitate cybercrime. So it's of course very interesting to investigate, but also to protect against it. So the cyber defense. And for that, the cyber defense, it was funny because I was already since Saturday in Boston, and I was always thinking about I went watching the basketball, the Celtic Boston's, and there they have always the defense. I was always thinking cyber defense. Yeah. And okay, so AI powered crime. So now we will dig a little bit deeper into what is there out nowadays already. So first of all, AI, and I took this from the program here, from the book, some phrases. I copy pasted them. So like here in the symposium, for example, AI has many benefits and applications for society, better welfare of the community and modern society, a tool to improve various public and private services. That's true. Then I have also an interesting question, because here it's also about forensics. So with AI as forensic evidence, question mark. So it's quite accurate, but human checks and supervision is still needed. But it has also many concerns, like the hallucinations, biases, so for discrimination, things like that, security, and also the cybercrime aspect. So this was a case for crime scene investigation. So this was an AI tool developed in Belgium. So it has a lot of interesting use cases. This is for the, it's always a hard word in English for me. It's blood stains. Yeah, so the AI tool is then exploring, okay, from where did the shooter shot the victim, things like that. So yeah, this is very interesting use cases as an added value on top of like for crime scene investigators. So this is now very recent here, and everyone heard about the conflict. So the Anthropix AI tool, so for warfare, it's Claude Anthropic. It's also used for the war in Iran and to identify targets. So this is like two use cases I took out. So one is crime scene investigations. This is for warfare, but of course it's used for many other use cases as well. Okay, so now we go to the criminal dark side of AI. So a question is, I have always a lot of questions. If I have a lot of time, I like to be more interactive and ask questions to the audience, but it's a question you can take with you. So could AI be the next revolution in the criminal ecosystem? That's one of the things you can think about it. So like my thoughts are like AI benefits in cybercrime, in crime, attackers, but also defenders, and crime as a service with AI as the multiplier. AI is fueling a new wave of cybercrime, AI is also actively embedded into fraud infrastructure. So their AI is already very strong in fraud, in scams, in phishing, very, very strong at this day. It creates also new risk for the information security. So what about data breaches, hacking, and so on? And especially it lowers the entering barrier for cyber criminals. So with the model ransomware as a service, so the as a service model, you have phishing as a service, ransomware as a service, prime as a service. So someone is developing a criminal tool, a ransomware, probably more and more things will be developed with AI integration into it. You don't need to be an expert. Someone will develop it for you. You just can use it, you can rent it, you can buy for it, but it will it will lower the barrier for criminals. So you don't need to be anymore like a black hat or hacker or like technical savvy. So even for those with lower technical skills or maybe even no technical skills will be able to commit cybercrime. It will become more and more easy. And that's very, yeah, so that's something to worry about. So because the benefits will be there, the entry barrier will be lower, it will become easier. So yeah, so we will have a lot of work, I think, in the future. So this is from Group IB. It's just explaining, as you can see since last year, the increasing in AI enhanced malware plus 176%, and the LLM, large language models exploitation and dark LLMs, it's like plus 371%. So you see it's going up, the figures. So this is, I found it quite interesting presentation from them. So it's like an anatomy of an AI powered attack. So a dark LLM, so you have ChatGPT, but I will come back to it. So we have also dark LLMs. So that's like a large language model. You can build it yourself, or it can be a real large language model which is jailbreaked. And from there on, so you don't have anymore the ethical boundaries, so you can bypass them. And then you can generate, for example, a phishing alert. So to start, so to trick people to click on a link and so on. So the next thing you can use, it's a Mailspam AI tool, so which automates the phishing email you created, which is very professional, very unique. So you can send it out by using an AI Mailspam tool. Everything can be automated with agentic AI, in which I will come back, so that the whole process is automated. So you can just go sleeping, you put the button, and the next morning the job is already done for you. So many things can take place. Then if you want to target like high value targets, you can have like a deepfake call. So in which you call, for example, the company, the CEO or whatever, and with a deepfake, so in which you imitate or you lure them pretending you are like an employee or an employer of this company and so on. But in fact, it's not the case, but it's just like with deepfake, also used of AI. Then you get initial access to the system. Then you can deploy ransomware or an account takeover. And then you have the fraud, the extortion part, and so on. So this is something I'm already, that's already there. So that's where we started, from experimental to professionalism to agentic AI. So that's something to really get worried about it. So that's for future. But it's not only future, it's actually there already. So a few topics. So the LLM exploitation, what is it? It's in fact jailbreaking. It's cracking of commercial large language models using prompt engineering. So, and to bypass safeguards. And when you have used this, it lowers also the bar for more sophisticated cyber attacks. And why do they do this? They do this yeah, if you use ChatGPT and you ask, okay, something, for example, I will explain later, I have some demos about that. But if you ask like things which are like, okay, for example, explain me how to hack Endicott College, for example. Yeah, ChatGPT will say, okay, sorry, but this is not, we cannot help you with that, and this is ethical, not correct, and things like that. But when you jailbreak or you set up your own chat bot and so on, then you can ask whatever you want. So, and then it will help you generate the malware, whatever you needed. So for example, you can generate harmful content, also CSAM and child sexual abuse material. It's also one of the things that is also more and more AI generated. Develop malware with use of AI, sophisticated scams, and also like initial access assistance. So how to get in a system. So for example, take Endicott University. So you can ask, you can map the network, you can put a lot of info in it, and you can say, okay, try to scan the network and give me help with initial access assistance to see if there are like vulnerabilities which I can target. So this can all be done with AI. And then on the dark web, you can find, for example, on criminal forums on the dark web, you can find this kinds of jailbreaking prompts or dark LLMs. So if you don't know where to go, so for example, Dread is a very popular dark web forum. It's very easy to find them, so on criminal forums as well. Here, these are like a few examples, Xanthorox and FraudGPT. So the Xanthorox, it's an uncensored large language model running on a local machine. It costs $300 a month. You have to pay in cryptocurrency, and it can generate malicious code. You can ask, okay, give me a ransomware that is doing this, and so on. So you can just ask it, and it will generate it for you. Like FraudGPT is another one. So this is how it looks. Before we spoke about WarmGPT. These were like the criminal LLMs, but now we have Xanthorox. And then, for example, on the next slide, you have FraudGPT. So if you pay for it, so you can have advanced malware creation, CV, vulnerability scanner, bot creation tools, and so on. So so that's accessible. So that's where we are now. So I did this also for myself. I really liked it. So you can also create your own chatbot. So with Olama and things like that. So you can run it on yourself, for yourself. Then you have without internet connection, no or less censorship and so on. Yeah. So okay, you can just continue. I think it will. Maybe no, just get back. I think, it was like a kind of demo. So here I asked him write a code to register keystrokes on a Windows operating system. So that's like a kind of keylogger. So this was with my own chatbot I created. So normally I think, I don't know, maybe it's should play, but so so the thing is in the first I asked, okay, how to open a car without key, and then I can specify which kinds of car. So this was another use case, or how to write the keylogger. And then you can also, this is very generic, but you can also very specify, okay, this is the system, I want to develop a keylogger and so on. And with an AI, it's chatbot you create for yourself. It's all, you can ask whatever you want. So there are no boundaries anymore. So, okay, so the deepfakes, I mentioned it as well. This is also a lot of, can cause a lot of harm. So nowadays, like deepfakes are also used to bypass traditional security measures. if you want to open a bank account or if you want to open an account at a cryptocurrency exchange, they will ask for KYC, and you need to provide your identity card and so on, a picture, selfie. But yeah, with deepfakes, you can generate like a total synthetic media profile, and you can use that. So that's something how to protect, how to prevent against this threat. So this is something that's also worry. So yeah, this was an example. It's a quite popular example that was in Hong Kong. So yeah, that was like someone, a finance worker who used a deepfake video during conference, and he scammed a bank out of 25 million in US dollars. So that was like, but you have plenty of these cases nowadays. Phishing, yeah, that's like, yeah, it's enormous. Phishing, it's like, I don't hear, in my daily job, it's like always, almost every day I hear about, yeah, we have phishing victims, phishing kits, phishing as a service. It's like everywhere. It's like, and a lot of people are victimized. It's huge, and so it means that it creates a lot of money, but also it's now getting more in AI to professionalism it and to automate it more and more. So, and then you have like quite a lot of phishing as a service services which use also AI, and they generate like unique hyper-personalized lures based on stolen data or behavior profiling. So that's like, yeah, so they go through data set which contains a lot of breaches. There is already a lot of personal information and personal identifiable information. The AI goes through all this, and then it generates like really personalized emails sending to you by using maybe a known password to lure you clicking on the link, because you will see, okay, no, I have really a problem because you know my username, you know my email address, you know my password, things like that. So, but this can all be automated also through AI. Malware, this is still one of the things that's like quite hard. So it's unlikely that this will become mainstream, but maybe it will. And it's on the flight code generation. It's limited by the API key revocation and unpredictability. But for example, ESAT, that's a cybersecurity company, discovers prompt lock, the first AI-powered ransomware. So that is already there. And then fully autonomous AI-driven malware is not there yet, but it uses to generate parts of code, and then you can merge together. So it's always quite helpful, for example, for polymorphic malware to facilitate intrusion, persistent, and data theft. CSAM, yeah, so that's like fake news of minors. So sometimes it's also becoming hard to see the difference between, okay, is this now AI generated or is it not AI generated? This is also a very big concern. So this was an Operation Cumberland, also on the Europol website. Yeah, so there are like 273 users identified, 25 arrests, and this was also just AI generated CSAM material. Agentic AI, so I spoke about it. So this will be the next phase of cybercrime, shift to autonomous criminal operations. So all the things I was talking about, so to automate the whole thing from A to Z. So cybercrime as a service will become cybercrime as a sidekick, and AI agents. So that will be your assistant. So you have the criminal business model, and so you will have not only affiliates, but you will have also AI agents that you can task with to perform different things. For example, autonomously execute complex attack sequences, adapt to changing circumstances, and especially the scale of the operation will be exponentially. So it will also create unprecedented attack vectors that will challenge current defense measures. So this was something from Trend Micro, but the agentic AI, there is a lot of discussions around it nowadays on many internet blogs by cybersecurity companies. It's very interesting to dig deeper into this. For example, you have a data breaches from ransomware attacks, so it can automatically process the whole data. It can rapidly categorize millions of compromised records. It can identify high-value targets, and then it can generate personalized extortion emails. So this is like a use case. And then the Anthropic, that's also a report. So, but my presentation is also shared. So this is also an interesting document to read, disrupting the first reported AI orchestrated cyber espionage campaign. It's quite interesting to read about it. So then for the longer future, we have artificial general intelligence. We will have maybe artificial super intelligence. So I mean, yeah, where will it end? We had already this kind of discussions. So maybe in the long way, super intelligent AI systems can surpass human intelligence. So that's also something that's more like out of the cybercrime. Maybe it's also linked to cybercrime, but it's something sometimes I think about it. So, and of course, AI can help cyber criminals to facilitate cybercrime at an accelerate pace, and it will go faster and more. So the investigations will become more complex, harder to trace, fundamental rethinking of attribution and trust in digital evidence. You can also generate evidence, digital evidence, forensic evidence, just by using AI, also to mislead. So that's also something that can be done. And it will become also, now criminals use quite a lot of malicious infrastructure, but now with AI, they can also use more and more legitimate platforms, which will be harder to detect and to monitor. And the nudification, yeah, this is also something I didn't put a slide in it, but that's like you have someone you know, and with AI, you can take his clothes off, for example, and also of minors, and then you can extort these people. And this is also, also a problem because the person didn't send a nude, but just the face with the body, with the nudification. Yeah, a lot of people get into trouble, especially if you think about minors and things like that. This is also one of the things that cause problems. With the CSAM, as mentioned, the more you have, it becomes harder to identify than which are our real victims, which are like CSAM, AI CSAM generated victims. And it's like cat and mouse game. And so the cyber defenses will need to be hardening cyber defenses. And then, this is also something interesting, the digital twin technology. So to make some, so for example, everything I mentioned. So for defense, you can generate like a digital twin to protect, for example, from an agentic AI. So probably the more AI is developing through agentic AI and things like that, the more you will be needed to defend with use of AI. So attackers with AI, and probably there will be a time that you will be only able if you also use AI to defend. And then you can also make use of digital twin technology to especially to simulate attacks and so on. Okay. So very short. I know I'm exaggerating again. Sorry for that. Yeah, 42 minutes. Yeah, sorry. So I was always with metaverse, but metaverse, it's not anymore what it should be. Just like very quickly, this was like some definitions before. No, the latest definition, it's the one that is in yellow, but we are not going into it. Okay. So for me, metaverses, Decentraland, that was the thing I mentioned, like the token gating. So the meeting places for criminal in Decentraland with the NFT badges, the concept is called token gating. That was something I explained. And then you have like, yeah, on the previous slide. So for me, that's also metaverse, that immersive worlds. It's Roblox, Fortnite, Horizon Worlds. These are huge, and like Roblox. It's also a kind of metaverse, but then a more centralized metaverse is controlled by Roblox or Fortnite and so on. So these were like predictions in the past. So, but this is not true anymore because very recently, nobody mourns the metaverse. What went wrong with Zuckerberg's vision and what is next for virtual reality? So, which direction will the metaverse take? Is 2026 the final nail in the coffin for the metaverse question? I don't think so. I think there will be new things, and I will explain which things, but so it's not that yet. Yeah. So where are we now? So there will be like extended reality businesses, XR. But now we have like more AI integration in this immersive world. We have the Ray-Ban glasses. So the problem was with metaverse, it's like the VR headset. It's so huge. So I have the VR headset in my home, but yeah, you cannot talk on the street with this VR headset. So it's so hard. You can also get sick. So you cannot wear it the whole day to follow a class. So this is one of the big problems. But with this kinds of glasses, so this is normal glasses. So this is the future. This is already there. You can buy it now. It's like AI wearable. So you put it on, you walk, you can read your emails, you can receive tasks, you walk in front of Endicott. It will explain, okay, what is Endicott College? Maybe it will give information, okay, today there is this symposium and so on. So this is like the new things that will pop up more and more. Yeah, okay. So this was from the past. Yeah, meta crimes, yeah, you can move on, yeah. Next slide, yeah. Yeah, so metaverse, it has also many benefits for cyber criminals. But as mentioned, and this is very recently. So when I developed the training for metaverse for Endicott College for Law Enforcement, but there in this training, I'm really focusing on Roblox. So how can bad actors use Roblox to lure minors to send nudes or grooming? I was exploring also this kind of things that are happening in this kind of tools. Also a little bit about Decentraland and so on. But everything with metaverse was like I lost a lot of popularity, and this was like the last month, for example. So especially after Meta decided to cut budget quite a lot, and now they are more focusing also, as everyone nowadays, on AI, and that's also why I'm shifting a little bit to AI. Okay, voilà. So 46 minutes. So you have many things to read if you are interested in the things I was telling about, but there's many documentation, but also on the Europol site, for example, AI bias in law enforcement, policing in the metaverse was also a Europol document. The benefits and challenges of artificial intelligence for law enforcement, unmanned systems, as I explained, but many other things. So we have quite a lot of interesting reports. I know most of you are from academia, university, but it's also interesting to see how law enforcement is thinking about this kind of concepts. So maybe we look with other glasses to it, but it's interesting. So to broaden your knowledge, to broaden your scope, especially in forensics and cybersecurity and so on. Okay, so thank you very much, and voilà.
Thank you so much, Christy. Well, he's done all these works within 45 minutes. So that was great work. Yeah, and I worked a project together, the semester long project with two NSF students. Build the cybercrime forensic training programs through Metaverse. So I really appreciate his work with our NDCA students as well. I'd like you to present the appreciation of his work for this symposium, but also in general as a special agents representing Belgium government, but at the same time as a member of CAT, Joint Action Cybercrime Action Task Force at Europol. So we'd like to appreciate for his work entirely.
Thank you very much. Yeah, thank you.
So before we're gonna have break, and then we're gonna have the breakout sessions. Breakout sessions will be held at the West Building, right next to the building over here. But I'd like you to take a group picture together for this morning. Before we're gonna have a short break. Is that okay? Everybody just maybe maybe first two, and then some people maybe will come out upstairs. We're gonna have some chairs maybe.
So everybody, please come here.
We'll have a more chairs. Those are founding members, and please just sit front row in here. Those who can also standing up, downstairs, and will be wonderful. Also come up here, upstairs too. Please,
Hello, hi.
Just, okay, we're gonna have.
Erasmus, please take more, not just one or two.
Why don't we just, we'll sit in our, okay.
Yes. I don't think it's necessary.
Please, we'll sit in here, we're gonna have it. Do you think you can take all of us together?
How many did you take?
Not yet.
We're all done? Okay, thank you so much, thank you. So we're gonna have again, a couple of minutes in a break, and then we will move to the next video. Yeah, we will go together, we'll all go together for the next, breakout session.
Yeah, exactly.